So you know when you just have all the stars align and you just have the perfect month of buying manga? Well, that was me. Hello all of my otaku friends, my name is Prof Otaku and welcome back to my channel. This is my June manga haul and oh, oh my goodness, is this gonna be a haul for the ages. I fulfilled so many things on my wish list. Just everything worked this month and I'm super glad to show you guys what I got. Stay tuned. So before I get started with this haul, I want to be super transparent with how I got this manga, because as a manga tuber, I feel like there's some responsibility to kind of explain why I have a 180 volume haul. So first up, a lot of this manga I got easily between 40 and 50% off sticker price, which is a big deal for me buying manga under retail. Another thing is that I budget meticulously for my manga hauls, but for this month, I actually did very well because I also buy and sell out of print manga. This was just a really good month for me for flipping. So a lot of this manga was basically me reinvesting my profit into my collection. Third, like I said at the beginning of the video, a lot of this manga is on my wish list for the year. This is not just manga I'm just willy-nilly grabbing for the price. This is stuff that I really want to pick up, so I'm not just buying to buy. So with all that mumbo jumbo out of the way, let's get started with this manga haul. This first part is going to be used manga that I picked up from either Facebook or Reddit. So for this first part is a manga off of Facebook I didn't even know existed, but I'm so glad I was able to grab it for under retail because it is out of print and pretty hard to find. This is Crimson Shell by the same creator as Pandora Hearts and Case Study of Vanitas. So this manga is the first English release of this mangaka's work, and it's quite an interesting one-shot, a good glimpse into their writing style and their story style with the fantasy stuff. So if you are interested in collecting all of their works, I highly recommend you check this manga out. Next up is a manga by Toru Fujisawa, the creator of GTO, and it is a manga set that I've wanted for a long time. I picked this up from Manga Man Chris on YouTube and Instagram. I will link them down below, and that is Rose Hip Zero, released by Tokyo Pop, volumes 1 to 5. So like Fujisawa's other work, GTO, this is exactly as crazy as you think it is. You've got a high school girl assassin who teams up with this policeman as they go and fight the bad guys in the streets of Tokyo. So yeah, it's really interesting. But of course with Fujisawa, you're going to get some amazing artwork, some amazing action scenes, and some really raunchy humor. So I can't wait to read this one. Alright, next up is a manga series that I found at a used store called Game Exchange up in Lexington, Kentucky, and that is The Heroic Legend of Arslan, volumes 1 to 15 up to date. So I was able to grab this manga for over 50% off, which was just absolutely crazy. If you recognize the artwork, that's because this is by the same creator of Full Metal Alchemist and Silver Spoon, Hiromi Arakawa. She does fantastic work. This is an adaptation of a light novel, and it's basically a redemption story. This boy goes into war, he loses the war, he loses the kingdom, and it's his journey to regain his rightful place on the throne. Sounds kind of cookie cutter, but I've heard really good things about this fantasy series, so I am super excited to check this out when I get around to it. So this next manga set I did not expect to stumble upon on Facebook, and boy was I surprised because I missed out on this on a summer sale for Rightstuf like back in the day, and I highly regret it because I've only heard good things, and that is Hinamatsuri volumes 1 to 12. This is not up to date, but a good chance for me to start the series and see if I like it, and it is basically about this alien girl who comes down to Earth. She invades this Yakuza guy's space, and it's basically their crazy comedic hijinks together as a really unsuspecting duo. I heard the comedy is very similar to Gintama, so if that is your cup of tea, then I would say check this out. I have not read this at all, so I couldn't recommend this to you right now, but just kind of looking through it, the art looks great, and you know, I have very trusting opinions of the people who have said this is good, including Manga Sloth and Suki Notes. So yes, I am very excited to check this out sooner rather than later. Alright, and last up on this used part of the manga haul is a manga that was been on my wish list since the beginning of the year. This is Bungo Stray Dogs volumes 1 to 21 up to date, as well as Bungo Stray Dogs Beast. So Bungo Stray Dogs was a manga that I wanted to pick up on the Rightstuf summer sale if it was going to get released by Yen Press, but I was able to get volumes 1 to 14 on Facebook for a fantastic price. I pieced the rest together from the Books A Million buy 2 get 1 free sale. This manga is the perfect encapsulation of a seinen manga. You've got detective agency, you've got crazy action, you've got great characters, and you have supernatural powers. What can be better than that? I'm super excited to check this out. It sounds like it's right up my alley. So for the second part of this manga haul, this is all manga that I picked up from bookstores, whether it be Books A Million or Barnes & Noble. First up is a little haul from a shopping vlog that I did with my friend. Highly recommend you check it out. He's super funny. We have Yagi the Bookshop Goat, as well as Prison School volumes 1 and 2. So both of these manga are my raunchy manga for the month, and let me tell you, Prison School has been on my wish list. I hope that the rest of this is on the Rightstuf sale because I really want to pick it up. You're gonna get absolutely beautiful artwork and a really unique rom-com experience. It's basically about a group of boys who are students at this school that have all girls in it, and of course they're boys, they're gonna do boy things. So yeah, really interesting, really funny. So for Yagi the Bookshop Goat, don't let this deceive you. It's actually R18 boys love, so be really careful about this. But this is basically about this boy here who likes to eat books because he is a goat. And then you've got this wolf manager here who takes him under his wing in the bookshop. It's super cute, super wholesome, but yeah, like I said, it is R18, so, you know, at your own risk. But, you know, it is a very heartwarming story, and I do recommend it if you are looking for something a little bit different in the BL world. Next up are two series that were not on my radar at all whatsoever. They were recommended to me by HVL Manga when we came together and did a little bit of manga shopping together because we just ended up meeting up in the same part of the country, and that is Ragna Crimson volumes 1 to 5 up to date. So Ragna Crimson is a dark fantasy manga about this guy here who gains the power to kill dragons, and his goal is to defeat all the dragons in the world because they are killing off humanity. Dark fantasy, amazing artwork, super cool power system, as well as really great characters. Honestly, I'm not a big dark fantasy person. It's just not my cup of tea, to be honest with you, but I trusted HVL's recommendation, and boy, was it a good recommendation at that. Highly recommend this series for sure. And as for the other series that she recommended to me, this one is definitely one I would never have picked up without a recommendation. And that is Maison Ikoku by Rumiko Takahashi. I have volumes 1 to 10 up to date. I got volume 1 at Barnes. I got the rest at Books A Million. So you look at this manga, you look at the artwork, you go, you know what? This does not look like anything I would be interested in. But let me tell you, hold your horses, okay? It's basically about this little inn right here, this apartment building called Maison Ikoku. You have this girl who is the resident manager of the apartment complex, and then you have a boy who is a ronin, and he is super interested in this apartment manager, but you have an eclectic cast of characters who also live in the inn, whose goal is to make that ronin boy's life absolutely miserable, but thus sparks an unsuspecting relationship. Beautiful rom-com story, slice of life, but it is so funny. You know, if you are looking to get into Rumiko Takahashi's work, she is basically the godmother of manga. Just so good, top tier mangaka. Highly recommend Maison Ikoku for sure. You won't regret it. So with my fire of Maison Ikoku and Rumiko Takahashi in my heart, I decided to pick up a lot of her other works as well from the Books A Million buy 2 get 1 free sale. We're gonna rapid fire through most of these series. So first up is her currently serializing thing that's being released every couple months. This is Mao volumes 1 to 5. Supernatural, go back in time, kick some demon butt. So yeah, this is Mao. Seems super interesting. I don't know if this is gonna be the best thing in the world, but definitely definitely something that I want to check out. The other series that I picked up from her is Mermaid Saga volumes 1 to 3 complete, shorter series that she did back in the early 80s, I think. Horror manga about a mermaid and human flesh. Seems super interesting, but you know, Rumiko Takahashi has a very diverse skill set in writing manga. We've got rom-com, we've got supernatural, and now we have horror. Really unique, really interesting. And like most superstar mangaka, you are going to get a short story compilation. This is Came the Mirror and Other Short Tales. I read this with Marguerite's manga on a reading sprint. We did this together. This was a really good short story compilation. And this is a great encapsulation of the diversity of her works as well. You have some rom-com, you have some supernatural stuff, you have some body horror in here as well. So yeah, this is really good. I highly recommend you check this one out. And last but not least is her most critically acclaimed series, Inuyasha. I picked these up with the Viz Big signature, so this is volumes 1 to 10. There are 56 volumes out in total. I really want to collect the rest of this. I just have only heard great things about Inuyasha, and these Viz Big signature editions, honestly, I think they look really nice. So yeah, I hope that this goes on sale during the Rightstuf sale. Next up are 2 omnibus volumes. I wasn't sure how to ingest this series, but I decided to go this route because I'm just not watching that much anime, to be honest with you. This is Madoka Magica, the original series in the 3-volume omnibus, as well as Madoka Magica, the different story, as well in the 3-volume omnibus. So the only magical girl series that I've ingested is Izetta, which is an anime original. So I really have been looking to get into Madoka Magica, but I didn't really know where to start. So I decided to go with these omnibus volumes. Even though Madoka Magica is an anime original, the manga actually has really good reviews. So definitely this is, I don't think I'm going to regret going in this format, especially because I am super into anime originals. Maybe I'll ingest it both ways, but for right now I'm going to stick with the manga, and I couldn't be happier with the purchase. And for the last pickup of the bookstore haul, we have Hatsune Miku's unofficial Hatsune mix by Dark Horse. This is volumes 1 to 3 complete in the omnibus format. Look, I was at the store. I needed one more volume to kind of complete the buy 2 get 1 free. I saw the spine like this and I was like, okay, it's a cute anime girl and I kind of want to get into Hatsune Miku. So yeah, let's go check this out. And if you like slice of life, if you like Vocaloid, you want to just see a really funny glimpse and scenarios into her world, then yeah, I recommend you check this out. It's not going to be the best thing in the world, but it's actually a really nice release. And what's really cool is before each volume starts, you have a little art book between each volume. So it's got about 6-7 art pages in there. So total, you're looking at, I don't know, like 18-20 color pages of really nice artwork. So yeah, this is definitely worth a pickup if you like her. So the rest of this manga haul comes from Rightstuf. Let's break this down into sections. We're first starting with the small Viz volumes. So first up is Sakamoto Days Volume 2. Volume 1 came out a couple months ago. I read it. I really enjoyed it. Is it something that's going to blow my mind? No, I heard Volume 3 is where it really picks up, but I am excited to read Volume 2. So you've got this ex-Yakuza guy here who is now a shop owner. He takes this guy under his wing who's an apprentice, and you've got some bad guys who are looking to kill him. So it seems kind of interesting. I heard it, you know, it's really funny. The action scenes are drawn well. So yeah, definitely still worth a physical pickup. Next up is Yashahime Volume 1. This is in the same universe as Inuyasha, and it's basically about Inuyasha's children setting off in an adventure. Obviously, I haven't read Inuyasha, so I am not going to read this or pick up any more of this. I'm just going to go ahead and wait until I go ahead and read Inuyasha. Next up, we have The Elusive Samurai Volume 1. If the artwork looks familiar, because this is by the same creator of Assassination Classroom, a beloved classic and one of my top 10 anime of all time, which is exactly why I picked this manga up. So I'm going to give it the good old 1-2 volume try and see if I like it. quick synopsis on this one. This is basically about a boy who is really good at evading attacks, basically good at hide and seek, good at tag. He can run around and do stuff, but it's basically a redemption story. He gets betrayed by the main general of an army, like a coup d'etat. He loses everything and he has to try to regain it. So kind of cookie cutter. Next up is one of my favorite ongoing Shonen Jump series, Black Clover Volume 29. I am loving this arc going on right now with the different devil powers and the Black Triad, I think is what they're called. But man, I'll tell you what, Black Clover is just fantastic. Amazing power system, great characters, amazing pacing. Highly recommend you check out Black Clover. Next up is My Hero Academia Volume 31. Super glad to have picked these up during the Viz sale for such a great price. So I am up to date on this. Next up is Chainsaw Man, Chainsaw Man, Chainsaw Man. Volume 11. I talked a little bit about this in my manga collection video. I have read this volume. I have not ranked it yet because I want to read it all the way through, because reading it 2 months at a time is not the way to ingest Chainsaw Man. I'm not saying I don't understand the hype, I just didn't get the hype. So yeah. Alright, we've got 2 volumes here of probably my favorite ongoing Shonen Jump series other than Spy Family. That is Dr. Stone volumes 21 and 22. We are in the, I think they call it the Americas arc right now, so this should finish the Americas arc. And my goodness, Dr. Stone gets better and better every single volume and every single arc. It just blows my mind on how this is being written. The artwork is amazing. You know, if you don't like the science-y or the realism of it, look, I get it, but you need to give this another chance because it really deserves it, because this is one of those very few Shonen Jump series that just continues to go up. So yeah, Dr. Stone, please pick it up. Last but not least, for the Shonen Jump titles, except this is from Kodansha. This is Shaman King. We have volumes 25, 26, 27, and 22, 23, 24. I am enjoying Shaman King. It's not my favorite thing in the world, but I really do how dark this series is getting. I love the artwork, and I love the simple premise that I can turn my brain off. You've got a bunch of people fighting to become the Shaman King. So yeah, it's good. It's good. It's not great. It's not bad. So it's definitely worth a pickup. Okay, so let's go through the rest of the small singles from other publishers, wide variety of genres. First up is Welcome Back Alice Volume 1, new Shuzo Ishimi work. So this is basically about a group of friends who are in middle school. They have middle school hijinks, middle school sexual tension. One of the boys leaves, they go into high school, and the boy who left comes back as a transgender girl. And so it's about that really interesting dynamic of sexual tension and high school, and also as well as a look into the transgender community as well. So it's very interesting. It's kind of Shuzo Ishimi, kind of not. So yeah, I am interested to get into this one. Next up is The Ancient Magus Bride Volume 15. I have not read this yet. I've heard the anime is great. Not really high on my TBR, but I am picking this up because I already have a big chunk of volumes in. Continuing on here, we have Yotsuba Volumes 2, 6, and 9. All I need is volume 13 to complete my set. I love Yotsuba, as you can tell with my little capsule figures here. You know, if you want a slice of life comedy series, please pick Yotsuba up. You are not going to be disappointed. I really think that this manga is for everyone, and a great manga to have on your shelf if you have like little kids, nieces, nephews, children of your own that you can share with them. Continuing on here, we have Maruko-chan Volume 5. My Volume 5 got creased here in the corner. Super disappointed with that, but you know, what can you do? You win some, you lose some. Maruko-chan is pretty interesting slice of life horror manga, but there is some lore behind this, and we have been exploring that through the last 2 volumes, so I hope that continues to go in that direction, because this isn't my favorite series in the world. It's on the chopping block, so it just needs to keep advancing advancing for me to keep picking this up. Next up is a new manga series, Cat Plus Gamer Volume 1. Super cute cat, slice of life. Of course, you know I'm going to pick this up. And this is basically about this woman here. She's 29 years old. She doesn't hang out with any of her coworkers. She goes to work, she goes home, and she plays video games. One day, one of the coworkers says, "Hey, I have a cat that needs to be watched over." And she says, "Okay, I'll take the cat," which is super, super weird, but thus sparks an unsuspecting relationship. A cute one with a gamer girl and a cat. Artwork is really, really great. Just sounds right up my alley. Otaku and cat, like literally that's my life. So yeah, Cat Plus Gamer Volume 1. Alright, rom-com time here. We have Cheeky Brat Volume 3. For those of you who do not know what this series is about, you've got a Sundari basketball manager, senior. You have a younger boy who is the rising superstar, younger boy on the team. They spark an unsuspecting relationship. There's a love triangle that was presented in Volume 2. I heard that this manga series is absolutely fantastic for rom-com. It progresses through several ages or several generations. So this is the high school age right now. So with that being said, is it my favorite thing in the world? No, I kind of think it's like a ripoff of like Toradora, but with basketball. But I have enjoyed it because I just need something kind of standard like this. So yeah, Cheeky Brat, check it out if you're kind of interested in Toradora. Now this is a rom-com series that I can recommend, and that is Ciguatera Volumes 3 and 4 in these omnibus editions by Kodansha. Beautiful French flaps. There are 6 volumes in total, so we only have one more omnibus. This is a really, really interesting and different rom-com if that's what you're into. And you know, if I can give an analogy for this is basically like Flowers of Evil but rom-com. So yeah, if that sounds like something up your alley, you like Shuzo Ishimi, then check this one out because I think it's just flying under the radar, to be honest with you. Last up in this set is Sensei's Pious Life Volumes 1 and 2, a new manga series by the creator who is the wife of Inio Asano, Akane Torikai, but she deserves her own name and her own label because she is absolutely phenomenal. This is basically a social experiment on sexual abuse, victim mindset, abuser mindset, coming away from that tragedy. It's really, really interesting. If you like Asano, then maybe this is one that you want to check out. It's going to be a thinker for sure. Alright, part 4 of this manga haul are the oversized editions of manga that I picked up. And first up is Run on Your New Legs Volume 1. This is a Yen Press title. Beautiful sports disability manga about a boy who loses his leg in a terrible accident. And it's his basically 5-volume journey of redemption and learning how to use his new leg. So I'm super interested in sports manga. I love disability manga because of the message that it gives across. I've only heard great things about this. Continuing with sports manga, we have the manga that everyone's been talking about and one that I've been super excited about, and that is Blue Lock Volume 1. Basically a death game battle royale with soccer, but they're not dying or anything like that. They just get kicked out of Blue Lock. It's basically them trying to find the best striker in Japan so that they can create a beautiful, amazing superstar World Cup team that's going to win Japan the gold. Here we have 2 volumes that round out the series for me, puts me up to date, and that is Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out Volume 6 and Volume 7. You know, I have not read anything about Uzaki-chan, but what I will say about it is I think that this is just going to be right up my alley because I like collecting rom-com series that are super lighthearted. You know, these aren't going to like blow your mind, but what I can say is that these are great manga to have on your shelf, including things like Skip and Loafer, Tomo-chan is a Girl, things like that can break up the monotony of serious series and can make you laugh and chuckle. And that's exactly what Uzaki-chan Wants to Hang Out is going to be for me. Next up is a light novel series, The Tunnel to Summer, The Exit of Goodbyes. And what I will say about this is that this was a total cover buy for me. And it's basically about this girl right here who goes into this tunnel and it has supernatural powers and something happens. I don't know much more past that. There is a manga adaptation for this as well as an anime movie, but believe it or not, I looked on my anime list and this light novel has super high ratings, so I can't wait to get into this one. And here we have another volume of Grand Blue Dreaming. This is volume 15. This puts me up to date. Grand Blue Dreaming is fantastic. College boys doing college things, but you've got this diving club. Great artwork, super funny. Top 10 of my anime list. I have read one volume of this, and I can see why it's a top 10. I don't think that there's much that you can go wrong with this series. Next up is Alice in Borderland. This is the Omnibus 2, volumes 3 and 4. Let me tell you about Alice in Borderland. I read volume 1 and I wasn't exactly sure if I was going to like it because this is by the same creator as Zom 100, and the character vibes I got were very similar to Zom 100, which I did not like. But I love death games. This just basically think Squid Games. If you like Squid Games, you like Hunger Games, you're gonna love this. And man, this is just so good. The action is fantastic, the artwork is great, and the games are super creative. It's a page turner, and when a manga makes my heart pump, I'm gonna pick it up. So Alice in Borderland, definitely a release that needs to be on your radar. Next up is Wotakoi, Love is Hard for an Otaku. This is the Barnes & Noble edition, volume 6. I did have the Books A Million edition, but that one may have left the collection because it was fetching a 3-digit price tag. So this completes the series Wotakoi volume 11, and let me tell you, Wotakoi is a fantastic series. If you're an otaku, which is all of us, and you are looking to get into rom-com, then this is a very accessible rom-com for you. So yeah, I think even if you're not into the genre, this needs to be on everyone's shelf. Next up is a finished series here. This is Taiyo Matsumoto's number 8. Nope. Number 5, volume 4. These are beautiful editions by Viz. So this is volume 8. There's the number 8. This is volume 8, completes the series, sci-fi post-apocalyptic. I have not read this yet, so this is definitely one I'm going to read now that it is complete. Here we have 86, volume 10, the light novel. I have been really enjoying this read. I love showing you guys the words, by the way. That's so funny. There's no pictures, but I'll just show you the words. You know, 86 is a great mecha sci-fi political series. I've really been enjoying it, and if there is a light novel I recommend to any of you, it is going to be 86. All right, here we have Beastars volume 18. I'm up to date on this. I will eventually read it. That's it. Next up is Golden Kamuy volume 26. It puts me up to date. I love Golden Kamuy. This actually just finished at 31 volumes, so that's crazy to me. I cannot wait to see how this ends. I've really been enjoying it so far. All right, here we have Death Note short stories. This is the short story collection. You cannot read this until you've either watched the anime or read the manga for Death Note. It won't make any sense. Some of these stories are not the best thing in the world, but some of these stories are actually really interesting. So yeah, I mean, this is definitely, if you like Death Note, then this is one that you want to have in your collection for sure, because you are going to get some enjoyment out of this. All right, we have the first volume of a 3-volume series. This is Crazy Food Truck volume 1. Everyone was talking about this, and it's basically about this guy who lives in this post-apocalyptic world on a food truck, and he's trying to make a living selling food. This girl comes by, and there's some bad guys chasing her, so it's their kind of hijinks going together through this world. Is it the best thing in the world? No, not really. I mean, the artwork is kind of bland, to be honest with you. It's a 3-volume series, so I'm just gonna go ahead and read it, and if I don't like it, I'll sell it off. Last in this stack of manga is a manga that I've been really enjoying. That is Dragon Quest: The Adventures of Dai volume 2. So this gets us to volume 3. I highly recommend you check out my review on the channel where I do a first impressions review on the first volume. But if you are a fan of the Dragon Quest series, if you like Akira Toriyama's character design, or if you just want a shonen that's just a turn your brain off, gain powers, become the hero, then this manga is for you. Really nice kind of release by Viz. I'm glad that we're getting older series reprinted, so that's really cool. Last up here for the oversized volumes is Takahiko Inoue's Real. So we've got volume 15, 14, 7, 6, 3, 2, and 1. I am piecing this together. This is all from Rightstuf. I placed an order having all of these on the order, and so they'll just send it to me as they keep reprinting these, but they are being reprinted, so I highly recommend you pick this up. This is a basketball wheelchair manga, and with Inoue you're gonna get fantastic artwork, gripping characters, and a beautifully well thought out story. Inoue loves basketball, so you can tell there's a lot of passion behind here. I have not read any of his works, but I am super excited to get into this one. All right, I can't remember what part we are on at this point, but this is the hardcover part of the manga haul. So we have Fist of the North Star Volume 5 in these really nice Viz collector's editions. I haven't read it yet. I will eventually. Next up is some more Taiyo Matsumoto work. This is Cats of the Louvre. This is volumes 1 and 2. This is part of that Louvre series that a bunch of other mangakas did. This is a really interesting work, and what I like about it is even though there's cats in it, it takes a really supernatural aspect. You've got this mystery with the humans, but then you've also got this viewpoint of the cats of the Louvre up in the attic doing cat things, but also exploring what is going on in this really interesting world. Beautiful, beautiful edition by Viz. So this is definitely a pickup that you need to get. Also, when I was up in Michigan, I was able to pick up Taiyo Matsumoto's Tekkon Kinkri All-in-One Edition, volumes 1 to 3. This is severely out of print. And so for me to be able to find this for retail price just blew my mind. It was just sitting on the bottom shelf of this used comic book shop. And I went up to them, I said, "Do you guys know what you have? This is like really hard to find." And they're like, "Well, I guess you just got lucky." And I did get lucky indeed. This is a really great manga. I have read this. Oh, it was so good. It was so good. This Viz, you got to reprint this because people need to read this. All right, here we have volumes 16 and 17 of Full Metal Alchemist. We have one more volume to complete the set. I cannot wait to finish this and read Arakawa's original work for this beautiful anime series. Next up is a manga that has been announced as a reprint. Kinda. I still don't have my hopes up of getting this fully complete, but I did pick up Emma. This is Omnibus 5, Emma Omnibus 3, and Emma Omnibus 2. This one just got reprinted. Volume 1 is supposed to be reprinted in a couple of weeks. Volume 4, hopefully the coveted Volume 4 gets reprinted this fall. Victorian era manga by the same creator as A Bride's Story. So if you are interested in getting in this series, this might be the time to go ahead and pick these up. Next up here, we have a really nice art book. This is the Promised Neverland art book, and in this beautiful hardcover edition with the slipcover. These are really nice. Viz has announced a couple of other art books in the same line, so we're going to get the Haikyuu art book as well as the Demon Slayer art book. So that's really cool. Obviously, Viz has shown that they can make a beautiful hardcover art book for a great price. This retails at 30 bucks. So yeah, if you like Promised Neverland, get this one. Here we have A Silent Voice, volumes 1 to 3.5. I like this hardcover. It reminds me of a yearbook, which is like, I think the vibe they were going for. So this is really nice. I think the paper quality is great. It's got that leather binding here at the top, or the string binding. So that's really fantastic. And we've got a few extras at the back of the book. I'm just glad that we're collecting these in this beautiful collector's edition. Last up for the hardcovers, here we have Blade of the Immortal. This is volumes 5 and volume 6, and you may be looking at this, why in the world is volume 6 so big? And that's because this is now a 4-in-1. So this is a 3-in-1, this is a 4-in-1, and so I think that we're going to move into 4-in-1s for the foreseeable future. So this might end at like 9 or 8 volumes instead of 10, which is fantastic. Makes it cheaper for everybody. Okay, if you made it to the last part of this video, you're going to see some of the stuff that I got that was self-printed manga. You know, a lot of people have been asking me how to self-print. Can you say self-printing is illegal? I mean, yeah, you can, because the mangaka is not getting any profit, but these are all manga that have never been released in English. So, you know, you're going to read the scans anyway, so you can self-print a manga. So here we are. We've got Cromartie High School. This was self-printed by Man Manga Boy. So this is volumes 17, 16, 15, 14, and 13. So this completes the series, which is fantastic. You know, I've got the official 12 volumes in English, so it's nice to have a full complete set here on the shelf, even if these are scans. And last up here are 2 mangas that I self-printed myself. This is Dancing Policeman and NASA by Naoki Urasawa. Dancing Policeman is a one-shot, 7 chapters about a police guy going around town doing police officer stuff, but it is a comedy. It's not the best thing in the world, but it is Naoki Urasawa before the thriller era, so that's really interesting. This NASA is a short story compilation, 12 different stories here, but this is actually really unique, wide variety of things going on. So if you are interested in reading some of Naoki Urasawa's earlier works, I highly recommend you check this one out. All right, that is it for my manga haul for the month of June. I will say this, I do not have really anything on my radar for the Rightstuf summer sale. I think I've got about like 4 or 5 series that I really want to pick up that I doubt are going to be on the sale. So if that's the case, then I don't pick anything up from the Rightstuf summer sale, and that's okay, because honestly this month was my Rightstuf summer sale with all the crazy deals that I got, so really I don't mind at all. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, tap the subscribe button, hit that notification bell so that you know when more of my videos come out, and I will see you in the next one. Take care now. Bye bye.